Welcome to Wrestling Stable, where you don't join, you're chosen. Today is Monday, June 8th, 2020, and this is the debut of a brand new format called the Wrestling Stable Show. Our goal is to give you a daily show, Monday through Friday, where we cover the major topics from the world of professional wrestling. My name is Will Williams, and today's show, we are going to cover the newest member of Major League Wrestling, MLW. And we're going to give a couple of points and a couple of topics from last night's NXT Takeover in your house. So if you haven't seen that episode yet, or if you would like to look at the full results first, go ahead and do that now. Okay, we're going to talk about the history that Finn Balor made last night. But first, we're going to talk about the latest between Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox and their fallout from WWE NXT Takeover in your house. So last night we saw the return of the in your house concept. We had the traditional in your house set, the old school logo, and even some old commercials talking about the ice cream sandwiches. We had Todd Pettengill, a lot of old school retro vibes to the show last night. And one of the big things that we noticed I want to talk about today came off the back of the opening 6-woman tag that saw Mia Yim, Tegan Nox, and Shotzi Blackheart go against Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez. Now, most of the buildup here was around Candice LeRae and her husband, Johnny Gargano, versus Mia Yim and her man, Keith Lee. But today I want to talk about kind of the fallout between Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai. Now, formerly, they were best friends. They challenged for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. They won that opportunity by defeating two members of NXT's Horsewomen, and then they went on to face the Kabuki Warriors in a losing effort. But they were best friends. They were inseparable, known as Team Kick. And of course, last year at War Games, they were two of the members of Team Ripley, along with Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae has also come a long way since then. And but as Tegan Nox was about to come in to help out her team, her War Games team, she was brutally attacked. And Dakota Kai turned heel, turned against her, and brutally beat her up in the team's shark cage, taking her out of action, and Dakota Kai walked off, leaving Team Ripley at a disadvantage. So that was back in November of last year, back in 2019. And this was a great opportunity in this match for Tegan Nox to get some retribution, along with everything happening on the storyline between Candice LeRae and Mia Yim. So Tegan Nox was able to get that retribution, get that payback by hitting the shiniest wizard on Dakota Kai, picking up the pinfall and the 1-2-3 and the victory for her team in that 6-woman tag. Also at NXT TakeOver, we saw Finn Balor, the Prince, once again, returning to his old, almost Bullet Club state, taking on formerly known as Punishment Martinez, now known as Damian Priest. I think as he's called, the Archer of Infamy. So this is a big match. This news broke on the Pat McAfee show. A lot of people heard about it and definitely delivered. Great, great match. Definitely recommend you checking it out. So towards the end, we saw Finn Balor knock Damian Priest off of the turnbuckle, and Priest fell backwards, went back first into the steel steps, injuring himself, obviously, and that led to, in the ring, Finn Balor hitting the coup de grace on Damian Priest for the 1-2-3. So with this win, Balor set an NXT TakeOver record, where he won his 11th TakeOver match. So in the course of TakeOver, obviously Finn Balor is a former NXT champion, not just the first ever Universal champion, but a lot of success in NXT as well. So during that run, he beat Samoa Joe twice, successfully defending the NXT championship both times in London and in Dallas. He had beaten the Ascension when he teamed with now known as Kenta, also previously Kenta, but NJPW Bullet Club member Kenta, then known as Hideo Itami, of course. He beat Johnny Gargano. He beat Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, Tyler Breeze, Neville, team with Samoa Joe to beat the Revival, and beat the team of Baron Corbin and Rhino, also with Samoa Joe, in the finals to win the Dusty Classic for their team. So a lot of success Finn Balor has had at NXT TakeOver. Johnny Gargano used to go by Johnny Takeover, but really that moniker, I think, belongs to Finn Balor. Another interesting note is that Balor did not lose at TakeOver until he faced Joe at a TakeOver in 2016. That was TakeOver The End, which was the last TakeOver at Full Sail University until last night's NXT TakeOver In Your House, broadcast there for obvious reasons. That was the last TakeOver before they did the whole touring and putting it usually on the back of a big 4 WWE pay-per-view weekend. And it was actually the first ever steel cage match, so NXT history there. And it was Balor's first ever TakeOver loss, and also the first loss as the Demon. So not only was Finn Balor in general really hard to defeat, you also couldn't beat the Demon character, which I think hasn't lost on the main roster either. The next topic is the latest member of MLW Major League Wrestling. So on the June 4th episode of MLW Pulp Fusion, it was announced that Saieve Al Sabah has signed with MLW. Al Sabah was a Feast Wrestling original and known as the Child of the Eighth Day. He made his ML debut in 2017, had a really impressive streak, but then decided to become a free agent in 2018, and now he is back. So Al Sabah will take the place of Cotto Brazil, who has left the promotion, written off TV after a brutal attack by the Contra unit. And he will join the current world middleweight champion, Myron Reed, and Jordan Oliver as the latest incarnation of Injustice. So it's going to be interesting to see how he blends in with everybody else on that team, and how he does in the MLW roster. Now that he's back, he's got a pretty big opportunity here as a member of Injustice. So let's see what he does. So that is our show for today. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Please give us a comment either on Twitter or go to our YouTube channel and leave us a comment there. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see more of, and maybe what you'd like to see less of. Like I said, our goal is to give you this show each and every day, so you can get a highlight of some of the major topics and some of the major news from the world of professional wrestling. So thank you for checking out Wrestling Stable, where you don't join, you're chosen.